Aha. Well, hello campers, greetings, welcome. This is your update for, hi Eric, for Friday the 8th of June. This is the MAGFAST team. Eric in the top, what is that, top left-hand corner there. I'm Seymour Segnet, the founder. And Tony is joining us from our tech and web division today. And Sandy from customer service. Hi Sandy. Amy has the day off today. Well, it has the hour off. She's actually in a meeting. So let's get straight to work and cover the matters arising. So Eric, what do you got first of all for us this week?
Let's see. We've got. We were gonna go over, I think, kind of where we're at with things on tech and on.
So on the tech, yeah, we had quite a few comments in. Most of you, and I appreciate this winds up being a little bit of a business briefing most weeks, but I think most of you know, and we'll talk a little bit about the timeline for production in a minute, which is forever infinitely longer than you want it to be and that we want it to be. But I think it's useful with these weekly updates for you to see how hard we're working on the business that you've helped to create. And the way that it works as a business, right? So I went to a great a business seminar a few years ago now, and the guy running the seminar who'd done really well, made millions of dollars and so on, he said, look, in business, if it's your business, you have to put at least 80% of your focus on marketing because nothing else brings in customers. And I think it's if you're a small business person out there, that has always stuck with me because I think it's a really good piece of advice. If there aren't customers coming in, it's just a hobby. And the thing about MAGFAST, and again, some of these themes I repeat from week to week because they're so important. MAGFAST has an opportunity to change part of the charging business. It's a huge, like you think of the number of devices there are all over the world, number of chargers. So there's this big multi-billion-dollar industry with lots of really, really lousy cheap chargers. Most people can't even name more than one or two charger brands, which is incredible if you think about it. You can name dozens of airline brands, any number of chocolate bars. If you think of brands, you can normally name quite a few in any category. Nobody can really name any charger brands. So we think there's an opportunity to do something really great. So a lot of my focus is therefore on marketing, and the way that we do marketing, because what we're introducing is so unusual. It's not just like another little charger you put in your pocket. Is that we, if you're watching today, there's a good chance that you have seen our long form presentation, which is a presentation that I put together with the team, where we go through everything about the vision, everything that we're doing. It's extremely unusual for a business like this to do it. So what we do is we run ads on Facebook like this, and the ads invite people to come to the presentation, right? Presentation, yeah. And at the presentation, the ad says, look, if you'll come to check out the presentation, we'd love for you to do that, and we'd love to give you one of the products as a gift just for attending the presentation. And so what happens is people come here, and some people choose to get the free one, to which you are completely welcome. I want to be really clear about that. Everybody who's a member of the MAGFAST family is a member of the family, and we love you. And then a very stunning and encouraging and wonderful proportion of people choose to get a Pro Kit. Okay, and the Pro Kit is we do a very special offer on it, as you know. Now, if you haven't done this and you're watching this now, please check it out. It's really, really fun. And this presentation here was the result of, I want to say, about probably 300 hours work by me, let alone the work that the rest of the team did. It's incredibly carefully done in terms of being really respectful of your time, right? So you'll make the decision that you make at the bottom, but we put a huge amount of effort. And I think I mentioned last week we modeled the original iPhone launch to see how did the best product launch of all time happen. So you can type in freewallcharger.com is an easy way to book and see that if you haven't already. Freewallcharger.com, because you're going to get a MAGFAST wall for free to hear. Now this presentation is therefore extremely important. And Sandy, what kind of things we've had one or two incoming emails recently, and people have been saying what about the presentation. Some people say it's great, which is true, but we've had one or two people saying that they have a problem with it, which is what?
Well, some people are saying that presentation stops, just that it's freezing. It just freezes while they're watching, and well.
Yeah, and a bunch of other sort of technical glitches. And the other thing is, this made me crazy when we figured it out, is that if you watch it on a mobile device, very often it comes and fills the entire screen, which is great until the moment where we say click on the button to go get your free one or get a pro kit, at which point you can't see the button because the video has filled the whole screen. So a couple of weeks ago we launched a whole new project to improve the quality of this part of the process, and I just thought it'd be fun to put up on the screen, a little bit like when you see, you know, those original sketches of Mickey Mouse that Walt Disney did, and then they turned it into a whole. I thought it'd be fun to sort of show you the sketches that we did a few weeks ago of what this will look like. So when people arrive, the countdown is going on. Give them an opportunity to share, and what we find is that like 70% of people watch this on mobile now. So here are the mobile mock-ups, and I want you to notice something really interesting down in the bottom right-hand corner here. I'll just zoom it up. Is that if people are holding them sideways, we want to, rather than rotate, we want to show it to them sideways because this is a better layout. Excuse me here. This vertical is a better layout while people are waiting, because it means they can read this share, the share area here.
Messages underneath and things.
Yeah,
like that.
we can put messages underneath, and then when it comes time for the presentation, because most people join only a moment before, but some people you know they sign up and they wind up, because we send an email 40 minutes beforehand. People wait. You know, sometimes they just have it running on their computer for 40 minutes beforehand. So we give them a countdown. Then the last minute we put a message here, which is actually at the moment it's just a reminder for people to collect their free thing, because it's amazing how many people actually forget to press the button or don't press the button to collect their free thing. And then when we go to on air, which is, you know, during the actual presentation itself, when this ridiculous Englishman comes on screen, then we move the whole thing sideways. And so if you see here, I'm showing it on a tablet, but the same thing would be true for a mobile device. Here we want folks to hold their tablet or phone horizontally so they get a better screen area, because it's astonishing how many people we get data back for how people are using it. It's amazing how many people actually hold their phone vertically like this for 40 minutes or however long it is. They hold their phone like this.
With a little tiny video.
And they get a tiny little video here, and if they would only turn it round, they'd get to see it much better. It'd be much more. There's nothing interesting down here. So we're working on a kind of a whole. We're rebuilding the whole of that experience, and I want to give a shout out to Tony, who's sitting quietly with a implacable expression on his face, who's doing all of this work. You're going to see some beautiful animation. You're going to see when it moves from vertical to horizontal, you're going to see it moves really beautifully and slowly. Eric is working on a different type of video embedding for us at the moment that's going to, I think, give us crisper and better results for most people on most connections anyway. We're switching over to Vimeo. The guys over there who are all about a really strong presentation. So that's a big project for us at the moment. And we're excited about it. It comes off of the back of a couple of weeks. I think I mentioned last week that this piece up here, running the ads, has been going really well. Facebook has been delivering the ads really nicely. We're getting a really nice flow. And then just 2 days ago, they just stopped. Like everything absolutely perfect. And then for no reason, they just stopped. In the past, we've had it stopped because, you know, we had a glitch on the website, or, you know, the credit card we used to pay for the ads could have filled up by mistake or whatever. No reason at all, and so they've just reduced the traffic. So we're working to get that back up again. We started flighting some YouTube ads again this morning, and I know that there's a tiny. I know this isn't true of you, but there's a tiny proportion of the audience that's kind of like, well, why are you working to sell more when you haven't shipped mine yet? And the answer is because everybody wins when this thing is stronger. This team gets better rewarded for their hard work. Not that that's your greatest of concern, but also the stronger the organization is, the stronger the company is, the better we're able to do for you, the more generous we can be with the specifications and all that kind of thing. And I spoke about an upgrade that we committed to a couple of weeks ago for Extreme. So I promised to touch on timeline really briefly. The first thing to say with all of this is I want to just remind you that one of the greatest challenges that MAGFAST has had since our inception is that because you are completely safe, because the credit card company looks after you, a huge amount of the sales that we've made, the cash is withheld by the credit card companies. So you guys are completely safe. Trust me, I understand the frustration. It's frustrating if it takes a little longer to ship than you wanted, but you're completely safe through all of this. And I want to just talk about the fixed part of the timeline, and I'm going to talk about the flexible part of the timeline. What is fixed is tooling, which is about 3 months, okay? And that's where we make these enormous blocks of hardened steel. If you've been with us for a while, you've heard me talk about them before. But they're like to make one little product. It's a block that's kind of this big, weighs half as much as your car, size of a washing machine. I mean, like crazy size and weight and cost. The tool to make MAGFAST wall that many folks watching this are going to get for free. Even if you're getting a Pro Kit, you're getting a couple of walls for free included in that. $50,000 just to make the tool just for the one product. The overall tooling bill is almost $200,000 for the range. So really serious costs, which has to come from somewhere. So the more we sell, right, the easier it is to have all of those costs coming. So tooling takes 3 months. Right. Then for the one that plugs into the wall, for wall itself, there's a voluntary 3 month, and it's called UL sometimes. We actually use a company called ETL, but this is the electrical certification. Now, we don't have to do this, right? It's not a requirement to do this in order to ship it to you. We're not putting this into retail. It is a requirement for many retailers, but we're not putting it into retail. So the fact that we're prepared to do this, it costs about $18,000 or $20,000 and takes 3 months, and basically adds a full 3 months to the amount of time that Sandy has to be answering questions from people saying, where's my thing got to? All right. But if you're in the game of doing this thing properly, you wouldn't dream of not doing that. Right. So all of our decisions around the timeline are to do with if you remember the original, if you haven't seen the presentation, do please come watch it, freewallcharger.com. But if you remember the whole premise on which we're building MAGFAST is that there's this enormous market. If you look at the market for chargers, there's this enormous market. It's currently about 20 billion, something like that. All right, and that's how many good ones are being made, and all of the rest of this is junk. Okay, and the good stuff here is being made by big rich companies. All right, so we're attempting to do something that's really hard and really difficult, which is to break into here. All right, and we're gonna do it right. Oops, just dropped my pen. We're gonna do it right for you, or we're gonna die trying. And if we're not successful, the credit card company has you covered, so you're fine. And if we are successful, you can take real pride in having been part of a real entrepreneurial effort that many of the folks watching this today were there, like from the very, very beginning, helped to get the thing off the ground. If you've joined us more recently, we love you just as much, and we're so grateful to have you with us as well. But that's what this thing is. So. That's a little bit of the background, bit of the timeline. No, and what I didn't talk to was when does this start? And you know what? I don't know. It's fairly soon. We've solved the battery problem, right? You remember the battery problem was taking a while. Here's the thing: the minute you start tooling, it's a kind of commitment on which you can't go back. And so we're working to get every part of it perfect before starting tooling. And I guess I take complete responsibility for everything, but I'm responsible sometimes for putting an extra week in there or an extra 2 weeks in there, because I go, oh, could we just add this? Could we just add that? Because I want it to be so kind of amazing for you guys. So this comes soon. I don't have a date for you. I wish that I did, but I will tell you that we're working like crazy. The folks at P3 are working like crazy. The teams over with spread over 4 companies, two main ones over in Taiwan and Shenzhen are working like crazy, and it's a huge effort, and it's because of you, and we're just incredibly grateful to you for supporting us and for backing us and for sticking with us. And I hope that these updates that we do explaining the business to you, make it help you to get the feeling that it's really amazing to be involved and really worthwhile to be involved. All right, so that was kind of long. What else have we got on the docket for today, guys? It's probably time to do some questions from folks. Yes.
Well, the meeting that I just came in on this morning, I think you were just at that focal point of needing to get that date in place when I just came in at the end of your other.
Yes, I was meeting with.
We have a couple of questions. I think Sandy has from some of our supporters.
What do you got, Sandy?
Yes. Well, Randy says, I like you guys. I'm a business owner and I know what a challenge it is to get funding to launch a new product. Your product offering is phenomenal. I was blown away by your presentation and continue to be impressed with your follow-up communication. I'm looking forward to your continued success.
Thank you, Randy. Does he have a question?
Yeah, from Maggie.
But Randy doesn't have a question. Randy's just being nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Randy.
And we thank you. Yeah, I appreciate those kind of emails. From Maggie, what model watch should I be ordering to work with Time Charger? Nice product, by the way. I wish you much success.
Thank you very much. So Maggie, there isn't a crisp, clear answer to it, but I will tell you. I'll tell you what smart tech companies do here is what Apple does. Right? We want to make sure that we've got something great for the future. If you look at the sales of Apple Watch, right, they're kind of like this. All right. Within the last year, it overtook Rolex as being the #1 watch in the world. All right, and there's various different series along here, and unfortunately Apple have slightly changed the charging method, the charging protocol I should say, as it's gone along. What we're doing is working with Apple to get compatibility as far back along the line here as possible. All right, but we're concerned to support the maximum number going forward into the future. So if you've bought recently, if you're buying today, if you're in the last year or two, I think you're probably fine. It's of course guaranteed, right? Just as a reminder, and very few people do, but if you read all of our terms and conditions, all right, if you get this stuff and you don't love it, you send it back and we'll refund it immediately. Of course we will, all right? But we need to get it in your hands so you know how great it is first. So if for any reason you have which I think is true for me actually, I have a very early Apple Watch. So it's possible that we might not get to be able to charge these or charge them as fast as we would like to. If it doesn't work for you, that's fine. But this question was from a lady saying, which model should I buy? You're fine to buy any model Apple Watch today or from the last year or two, and you'll be absolutely fine. Which is almost everybody. There's just like a very few of the early ones in here, and out of all of our customers who have ordered, it's probably like a dozen or something down there. It's a tiny number. So so go ahead, get your watch, enjoy it, and we hope to have the best charger in the world to you for it soon. Okay?
Thank you, Seymour. And there's one more from Charles. He says, I attended your launch. The product family looks well thought out, down to your name, including the word fast. Most of us are looking at faster recharging. How fast will they be? P.S. I applaud your green initiative.
Thank you. And Charles is referring to the fact that we ship we plant a tree for every charger, even including the free one. So if you claim a free one, we go ahead and plant a tree for that. So Charles's question is extremely fair. It's also I don't know if this is just an English expression or whether it's an American English expression as well. It's like the question is, how long is a piece of string? All right, and the answer is it can be any length. Charging speed depends on a lot of things. Okay, I'm not even going to take the time to write them all on the board, but it depends on how much charge is already in the device that you've got, how much charge is left in the battery, right? Because we're making beautiful battery chargers for you, right? So it's going to depend on how much is left in there. It's going to depend on the software that's in your device. It's going to depend on the software that's in our device, because they have to talk to each other. So we are aiming to deliver world-class speed. It's in our name, MAGFAST. Those of you who are familiar with the past project that many of us were involved with, which although nominally had only the same speed as others, everybody found it to be significantly faster than others because of quality, right? The quality of the circuits is actually, it turns out, to be more important than the nominal amperage, or the normal wattage or whatever. It's also in many cases more important than this fast charging protocol or that fast charging protocol. You will be delighted with the speed of the charging, I promise you, as those of you who had our old product. Amy's and my old product, you'll be thrilled with that as well, I promise. Okay, is there anything else? Any other questions this week? Please keep your questions coming to where, Sanya?
Thank you. I'm just saying thank you all for writing in. We appreciate it, and please write us to hello@magfast.com.
That's it. hello@magfast.com. Remember, you're looking at I mean, there's a couple of other folks who work with us, but this is a small team. Please don't expect an instant response the way you would from. I mean, you don't get an instant response from Amazon. You don't get an instant response from Apple. Please don't expect an instant response from us. I think we're actually probably quicker than most of those guys most of the time. So
sometimes we're instant.
Occasionally we're instant. But Sandy works very, very hard on that. Eric steps in sometimes. Amy, I'm occasionally on social media answering some of the questions. Yeah. So keep the stuff coming to us, please. hello@magfast.com. We love you. We couldn't do this without you. And there's one just final little shout out. If you have a pen and paper handy, I want you to write down this email address. And say, and this is only if you're a good person who's in a good mood and wants to be sweet. If you're cranky today, this is not for you, this piece, okay? All right, write down Amanda@magfast.com and send her a note congratulating her. Amanda, who's a key part of our team. She doesn't normally do these meetings because she's so busy, but she works a lot with me. She works a lot with Sandy. All right, Amanda and her husband Jeff have just bought their first house. They took delivery of the keys a couple of days ago. And as you know, if you've ever done that, I'm almost in tears. It's an incredibly exciting time in one's life. So if you could feel it in your heart to just write a quick email to Amanda, just purely on the topic of congratulations for her new house and wishing her well, that would be a really sweet thing. If you have questions to do with MAGFAST, then she may see them too, but please send them to hello@magfast.com. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone in the room here for all of your hard work this and every week. Thank you at home for supporting us. Keep the questions coming, and we'll see you at the same time, same bad place next week. All right. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. Bye for now.